did intros with the stars here of where everybody can be found. So, I guess let's go into what got you guys into cosplay, and then we'll talk specifically about Kim Possible. So, whoever feels like going first, just jump in into how you got started doing cosplay. Do you make your own stuff? How it makes you feel? Like just a little bit about your origin story in cosplay. You want me to pick? Are you guys gonna be shy? You're gonna. She's like so cute.
I'm very shy. I can go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I've been cosplaying for about like 8 years or so. Consistently more like 4 or 5 years. Um, I don't know. I just love the fandom, the community, and meeting so many people from all over the world, and having, something in common with people that you would probably never imagine ever meeting in real life. Especially at conventions, and meeting all these celebrities and other people into the same thing as you. um as far as like making cosplays, I make some here and there. I am a tattoo artist, so it's kind of hard to like consistently work on something. Some pieces I make, some other pieces I kind of buy and then assort them with my own wardrobe. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. I also have COVID.
Oh no! You and Ron Stoppable have COVID at the same time.
The struggle. But yeah, I just really love cosplaying. It took me a while to honestly get into it, just because I was a little bit scared at first, being a person of color, the judgmental people out there. Um, but I have a lot of good friends that told me not to pay attention to things like that. Just focus on enjoying what you love to do, all these different cartoons and animated things, and just put your heart into it, and you'll attract that as well. So it's been pretty good for me.
Yeah, I think that's one of the loveliest things about Comic Con conventions, and you guys who've been to any might want to weigh in on that. But the beautiful thing about cosplay at Comic Cons is you can dress as any character regardless of gender, sex, color of your skin, country of origin, who you worship, who you love. Like I find it I'm sure there are assholes there because there are assholes everywhere, but I find cosplay one of the most inclusive groups of people everywhere, which was one of the reasons we wanted to do this show, to give love to people who are already understanding love on a very collaborative, universal kind of way. Like, there are cosplayers for this show and other shows around the world, like you said, regardless of the color of their skin or how old they are, or, I love that. I don't know if any of you guys have experienced different, but I just love that part of cosplay. It's very inclusive, I find.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Origin story?
Yeah.
We do have Kiwi joining us. Hi, cute stuff. Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was really washed out, so I had to try to fix that. But hi, everyone.
Hi, you're adorable. Can you please
Thank
tell
you.
everybody where they can find you on all your social media platforms?
Right. So hi, I'm Kiwi. I'm on Pinku. My social is Pinku Kiwi on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm French. I'm not a native English speaker, so please excuse me if I mess up anything. Like I'll do my best, but just wanted to put that out there.
You're doing great. You sound great. And
Yeah.
je parle un petit peu, so maybe I can help a little.
Wow. Nice.
And since we have you speaking, why don't you tell us how you got into cosplay?
So I've always loved cosplay. So ever since I was 15 years old, I've always loved it. I love anime, manga, and that's when I first started going to conventions. And that's when I started, getting into cosplay, because that's the best place to wear, to really blend in with people. And that's when I first started, but I've never felt really that confident in my cosplay skills. So I always try to find kind of an excuse. Like if I go to a convention, I'll be like, oh, I need a cosplay for that. But I've never feel confident showing necessarily my cosplay on social media for no reason. But yeah, that's why it was really like exciting to have you message me. And I don't know, I was like, maybe I should be more confident in my cosplay and really like start making more content around it, because it is something I really like. And I love making costumes, but I'm not very good at it. But I do like there's enthusiasm behind it.
Yeah. Of course you should. You're gorgeous and you're putting out really fun content, and it inspires young girls who might feel insecure or they're not good enough, or
Mm.
I think the other nice thing about cosplayers is they are often humans who in their real life aren't very confident, but then they suit up and they're superheroes, and it's kind of nice to share that with younger generations,
It's so great.
coming up. Yeah, it's
And I
beautiful.
know that I know a lot of people who just do closet cosplays, and it doesn't have to be like a crazy, crazy cosplay for people to want to take pictures with you. There's a
Yeah.
lot of friends that I know that just come in like closet cosplay, literally just like t-shirt and jeans, or like, a specific outfit that a character wears that's like, just very simple, and they
Yeah.
still get a bunch of pictures taken with.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. It's all goes together in the con.
yeah, and no one's gonna judge.
Okay, Kayla, tell us how you started cosplaying.
Okay, well, I started in 2014. So just like Kiwi, I started with anime and I absolutely loved it. We had a convention here in Australia that just started popping up, and I was so excited to go. I went with a couple of my friends and begged my mum to help making me a costume. So it all started from there, and ever since then, I've been going to every convention that I possibly could because I absolutely love it. It's just, as you said, it's just something that can really bring out confidence in someone, and that's one thing that I really enjoy is being able to see everyone around me, all of my friends, in such a good mood and absolutely loving what they're doing because they're in a character that they love. They're expressing their creativity, whether making or purchasing a costume, and it's just an overall good environment, and I've met so many wonderful people and learnt so many things that it's a really big part of my life.
Oh, I love that. It's like
It's
joyful.
amazing.
It's joyful, right? It's
It
like it's
is.
just fun, and you get to be silly, and you get to be someone else for a little bit. It's so cool.
Exactly.
Okay, who didn't answer yet? Rivum?
Let's see. I've been cosplaying since 2006. Um, I got into it actually because of my grandmother, and she taught me sewing and all that fun stuff. And I got into it because I was the anime kid, and me and my couple of friends were really into that, and we found our first anime convention. I think it was Anime Boston, like one of their first ones, and it was just kind of a spiral from there. I've been doing it ever since, and it has been the most healthy thing for me in a lot of ways because of that escapism and being able to find confidence in it. It's really like I can't even find the words half the time because it's that important to me. And I think the community as a whole, especially now, is like, such a great safe space for everybody. And
It's so true.
I think we're going to see a lot of great things from cosplay because of that.
I think so too. I think it's just grown exponentially, and I think it's going to keep growing, and it's going to keep going mainstream, which is what we would hope would happen from this show and from Comic-Cons around the world. And you kind of do look like Kim, so do you find that you cosplay characters a lot that you look like?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tend to, or characters that I find like I've a lot of affinity with, that kind of make me feel more like confident and empowered myself.
Yeah.
A lot of people always tell me I look like Gwen Stacy or
Yeah.
Emma Stone a lot. So
Yeah.
I've done a lot of her characters as well. So but really kind of just try to do the characters that speak to me too.
Yeah.
So, and Kim is like, as growing up as, a kid, she was such a powerful character. So
Yeah, she really was. She was a good empowerment character for girls and friends of girls everywhere. Really, really important.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay, we have one left, and I've already forgotten how to say your name. So wait, can you spell it? You have to spell it.
So it's Shavette, but it's Kayoniko. It's Kagoni Nico Neko.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna say. I can't say it.
it's okay.
Kajuniko?
Well, the closest way to like pronounce it correctly will be Kagome because that was the name based from it. Because as you guys know, I am a twin. And me and my twin brother was called Kagome and Kikyo during middle school. So it was
Oh, I love that.
so that name was really based
Oh.
off from that name, no, Kagome's name. So
Oh, I love that. All right, tell us what got you into cosplay and also maybe what Kim Possible means to you.
okay, so the funny thing about that is my mom was very strict about us knowing things, so we was always watching cartoons, and we really didn't know about anime until my middle school year. I was watching a lot of cartoons and stuff, but like I didn't know about anime until I got in middle school. And when I was in high school, my graduation present from my best friend was to go to my first con, and it was Anime Matsuri, which is in Houston, Texas, which I am from Houston, Texas. And when I went, I did not know that we can cosplay. I didn't know that we can cosplay. I don't know, my screen look like it's frozen, but
It is
yeah,
frozen.
yeah, it did froze.
Oh,
Sadly. I don't know.
we can still hear you though.
But yeah, I went to my first con, and when I went to my first con, I seen people cosplaying, and I was like, automatically, I was like, I want to cosplay. I seen that was my inspiration right there. I was like, I want to cosplay. So my first cosplay was Triple X Holic Yuki, and after that, surprisingly, Shigo was actually my third cosplay coming into the community, and um, I really kept figuring out what cosplays I want to, because also when I came into community, I did not know that it was so much race with our skin tone that when I got popular during quarantine, I literally had so much hate. I had to delete it off my thing because people wouldn't like always judge me, quick to judge me on my skin. And it was just like, why is my skin in your comments? Why is it always like this? So it was really hard becoming to the cosplaying community and becoming to where I'm at now. And normally, like I tell people, like, hey, cosplay when you can, like cosplay for fun, have fun to doing it, because at this point, people will be mean, people will point out things that you shouldn't be pointing out, like your skin tone, your body type. It doesn't matter. Like cosplay for you, cosplay for fun. Don't worry about anybody's
Absolutely.
judgment.
Beautiful.
Right.
Thank you for
Of
saying that.
course.
I hate that you got hate like that. Now, is that mostly online or do you experience that at cons too?
So sometimes I do experience it at con. Like recently, I have a cosplay brother that I always walk with. He's my best friend, and like I recently had on Starfire, and when I went down to the dealer's room, I had got groomed while I was downstairs, and somebody touched me, and I was like feeling very uncomfortable. And I had people like, "Oh, Starfire doesn't have curly hair. Why you have curly hair?" And I was like, "Well, I want her to have curly hair." So it was. I try not to like think about it. I try not to like listen to people, because yeah, words hurt, but at the same time, you're not in my shoes. Like my son, I have a little boy, which you guys
Aw.
don't know. I have a little boy, and I'm teaching my son that hey, it's okay to be anything in this world. Yeah, you have mean people, but at the same time, you can do anything. Just like how mommy can become any cosplay, any character,
Yes.
you can do the
Yes.
same thing.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. And
So that's what I'm teaching my son, and I'm
yeah.
like, all I care about is his happiness and his smile. I don't care about anybody else. So
That's the
that's
thing
why
that
I really do.
that's the thing that bullies don't understand is we are here to influence each other in positive ways and make people feel good and make people feel seen and make people feel joy and spread all kinds of light energy and love. And when you don't get that and you spread hatred, you're really creating more bad energy for the bad guys. I think like there's something true about Star Wars and good energy and light energy, and people don't understand when they're bullying how much they hurt hearts and souls. And I'm just saying on this show, for the record, as someone that's been in the animation world since I'm 13 years old, there is no
Wow.
color. There is no color to an animated character or a comic book character that cannot be a different color human or a different ethnicity or a different body type or a different lover or from a different country. These are characters that speak to, inspire all kinds of people, all ages, all around the world, and they should all be loved and all be embraced. And everyone stop it with the bullying just because you think Starfire should have straight hair. It's enough. This is a fictional character, and it should be loved no matter what. And you're gorgeous, and thank you for sharing that. I'm so sorry that you
Yes.
experienced any of that. It's just
I mean,
yuck.
I tell myself, it's not like I can't stop the comments, but I can like delete it and not worry about the next day about it, because
Yeah.
you still will get people to comment on there. I cannot stop everybody, but at the same time, I can just delete it and not look
Yeah.
away.
You know
And
what
you'll get
Yvette Nicole Brown said to me one day? I was getting really pummeled on Twitter for something, and I'm like, and she's like, Tara, if there was a screaming homeless guy in the street saying, you're a fucking bitch, blah, 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 would you care? I'm like, no. She's like, that's online. That's who those people are. These are not sane people screaming at you. Like, ignore the crazy people. Do you, especially if you're bringing love and inspiring characters. I love that so much. Miranda, since we lost Greg Sipes, you guys, Greg Sipes had to get on a plane. Would you like to ask his stupid question and pick the
I
order
would
of who gets
love
to
to.
answer it? Yeah, okay.
I would be honored.
Okay.
So we have ship, marry, kill. So you can ship 2 characters in the show, marry one of the characters in the show, and kill one of the characters in the show. So I guess start who's next to me on the screen, which is Stephanie. Ship or kill.
Oh, this is hard. I don't know if I'm biased, but maybe marry Eagle. But I feel like that would probably be a very difficult marriage, but I'm okay with that.
Okay.
What was the other ones?
Ship 2 characters, marry and kill.
Well, of course, Ron and Kim.
Yeah, they're adorable.
And goals right there. And Dr. Draken, of course, kill.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to kill that guy.
Yeah. He's a pretty annoying guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Next, Miranda.
Shavette. Is she here? Her screen is frozen.
Oh no, she's frozen. Okay,
No.
come back to her. Come back to her.
All right, Rivum.
So it's ship, marry, kill, right?
Yeah.
I ship Kim and Shigo, and I'm
Yes.
proud of that. And marry Ron because he is the sweetest, and I think that with that whole relationship is just role model for most people. And kill Dr. Draken because why not?
I love that. Next.
Kayla.
Ooh, I think Rivum just took the words straight out of my mouth, honestly. I completely was just about to say the exact same things you were. So, ship Kim and Shigo, marry Ron. He just seems like the sweetest, and kill Dr. Trigger.
Kiwi.
Right. Well, yeah, I think I would go kind of the same. Kill Dr. Drake, marry Ron, because I just love Rufus, but you can't really marry a rat, so he's
well, you get Ron, and then you get Rufus with Ron.
Exactly.
Total package.
And for ship, I'm remembering that when I was younger, I saw this one episode where there was this villain who was a little bit stupid, like this really buff villain. And I was like, I remember I was a teenager and I was like, there's some chemistry between him and Kim, but I cannot remember his name. I can't remember at all, but I do remember that one episode where it's like, it feels like they're all on the brink of something happening. So I would ship them. Like, I remember I shipped them when I was younger. Just can't remember the guy's name.
Aw, okay.
Aw, man.
Wait, did she do kill? Oh, yeah, she did kill.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Drake.
Yeah.
And Shavette. Ship, marry, kill.
Okay, so I'm a weird person. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. But I ship kind of Kim Possible and she go together.
I do too. It's okay.
That's a really big
It's a big ship.
I shipped them together. I do not like Drake. So he'll be cute. He'll be on that list. And probably a little bit of Ron too on that list too. So because I don't want Ron either. Sometimes like that boy like literally get on my nerves, and I was like, okay, did you just do the dumbest thing ever? Like,
Who would you
yeah.
marry?
Shigo.
Oh yeah, yeah, makes
Shigo,
sense.
definitely.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Okay. Now I like to ask this question. I want to know what you guys first thought when I slid into your DMs.
Oh, can I go first?
Okay.
This is the funny thing. I was on my way to work and I woke up to check my phone like I normally do, and I get a follower from you. I was sitting on a bed and I was like, I know that's not who I think that is. And I was like, nah, this gotta be funny. So I text my twin brother at the same time and I was like, you see what I see, right? So I screenshot it and I sent it to him. He was like, yeah, that's who you think it is. And then when I went ahead, I got a request message and I was like, nah, you gotta be hacked. No, this is a prank. This is a prank. I don't like pranks. This gotta be a prank. So I started, like, I called my mom. I said, Mom, you know who I grew up with? You know, all the cartoons and stuff. And that. She was like, calm down. What is going on? I was like, I got a message from my childhood voice actor. And my mom was like, I know you're lying. And I sent it her. She's like, you better answer that. I was like, Mom, it's real. Like, I'm confused. I'm scared. I didn't, like, when I sent it to you and then you was like, you want to jump on? I was like, and then you asked for my email. I was like, man, I don't trust this for my reason. And I was like, I can't. I was like, oh wait, it's real. So when you had told me what the TV show was, I literally went to go look it up because I was like, I'm gonna see if this is real. And I found it. And I was like, oh, this is happening. This is real. I was like, I literally went to my job. I need this time off. I don't want to come in. Do not ask me to come in.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that.
That was my experience.
Priorities.
Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't ignore it thinking it was spam.
Oh no.
Thank you. All right, who's next?
Rivum.
So actually I was out getting ready to drive 1,400 miles up to Boston from Florida when you messaged me, and I was in an area with no cell service because that whole area in Orlando is just like no, I don't know, Stephanie, if you can agree, like there's no service. So I'm like trying to get it to load, and I was like, is this really Tara? Like, and I'm trying to get to load and I can't get anything to load. And so I'm in the car with my friends, and I'm like, is this real? Is this real? And so I called my other friend who was at home and had service, and she's like, no, this is real. So then I kind of went home and had a little freak out because you're my childhood. And yeah, it took me a minute to respond because I was freaking out. I just had a moment.
I love that so much. Thank you for responding. All right, who's next?
Yes.
Kayla.
Oh, so I've been actually like pretty unwell this week. So as soon as I got like a follower from you and your message, it honestly made my week. I was so excited. I messaged my boyfriend straight away. I'm like, I was basically the same as everyone else. Is this real? Like, is this actually, you're in my inbox? This is happening? And it was very exciting. I also looked up the show because I wasn't aware of it, unfortunately, and listened to a couple of your podcasts while just doing stuff around the house. So it was very exciting, and then I got the email about a bit of the information, and I thought, oh no, what time is that in Australia? I've got to try and figure this out.
What time is it? What time is it there?
It's 8:40 a.m. at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So I start work later on today, and I'll be just like this. It'll be great.
Yes, go to work as she go. I kind of like
Yeah.
Working from
Go
home
to work.
today, so okay, I can do it all day. Working from home.
Yeah, do it all day. Why the heck not?
Why not?
Well, thank you for answering, Kayla. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
I thought I was hacked for a second just because I recently got hacked on Instagram. I literally got locked out of everything. So I'm like, this is not happening to me again. And halfway I thought I was like delirious because I have COVID and I'd been stuck in quarantine for like a week and change. So I'm like, this is not real. So I started like texting my friends like, look who messaged me. Is this real? And they're like, yeah, it seems very real. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like freaking out at home, trying to get better to sound good on here because I sound terrible earlier. So I'm like popping like meds like Mucinex and all this nasty stuff to make sure I don't sound terrible. But yeah,
You sound
I was
lovely.
thank you. Yeah, I was really shocked. I was just like, why me out of all people? I was very confused, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Cause you are gorgeous. Okay.
Kiwi.
Yeah, I remember when I got the message, I was shocked. But I was like, how did you find me? Like, how did this happen? And I knew you from My Little Pony. I was the biggest fan with my sisters. Like anyways, it was such a big thing for us back when they first started airing the show. And I was like, I have to pay my respects. So I immediately messaged you and I was like, I have to say something because I was like, like clearly this is the moment you just started following me. So this is like the best time to like send you a little message. And then when you asked me to be on the show, I was like, oh my God. I was just like, what? And I messaged my agency and I was like, oh my God, look at this. And they were like, don't answer that. It's spam. It's prank. Don't do it. And I was like, no, there's a blue check mark. I can't let this go. I'm going to answer. I don't care. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't listen to them. But
I'm glad you did too. We should do a group picture with all of them now that they're all here too.
Ooh, yes.
Let's do. If you guys also want to take pictures on your phone or your computer, you are more than welcome to share on all your socials. Take the pictures, Miranda.
I got a second phone.
Yes. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cute. I'll put it on the Ship It Show Instagram.
Thanks. Another one of Greg's questions, and he's not here because he's flying, is we play something called Flip the Ship, where you guys get to ask us a question. You can ask me a question for Greg if you want, because I know everything that goes on in his tiny brain, or you can ask me a question, or you're welcome to ask my new co-host for today, Miranda, a question, who is an up-and-coming amazing artist and animator and voiceover person, and you love her. But if you have any questions for me, now's time to flip the ship. It can be about anything. It doesn't have to be Kim Possible. It can be about anything.
I have a question.
Okay.
So far, well, there's so many different characters you voiced. What would be like one that you haven't voiced that you would like to voice? Any character?
I've never been on The Simpsons. So that would be kind of fun. I had a really fun part on Futurama, but I've never been on The Simpsons, so that would be fun. Honestly, I already had so many dream come trues job that it's like hard to say, like, oh, I really want to do that. I already know, like, I'm one of the luckiest people on the world. Like, not very many people can say I played Harley and Batgirl and Raven and Timmy and Twilight and Bubbles. It's like I always say like my very favorite job was the sequel to The Little Mermaid, because I fangirled so hard. I loved the original Little Mermaid. My poster was on my childhood bedroom until like 2 years ago in Toronto, and I used to like run around impersonating her. So when I met her in real life, I actually burst into tears. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I've just loved you for so long," and I got to play her daughter in the sequel and sing with her. So that was like a super special time. So it's like, I feel almost greedy saying I haven't got to do this yet, because I really had such a great career. Like, it would have to be something else. Like, I'd love to go do a Broadway show or something like that. I think I'd be a good mom in Evan Hansen. Don't you think, Miranda Parkin? Have you seen
Yes,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'd be good at that.
You could sing that song about the truck.
I could sing the song about the truck. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyone else have a question for me?
I do. Oh wait, it was so I have all the characters you've done. What was the least character that you did not like that you done?
Well, I would have to say, like, if I really just got a couple lines as a character, often in a show they'll have you do like an extra little boy in the street or an extra character that doesn't really speak to you on a spiritual level. They're just sort of someone else in the show. So those would be like my least likable characters, because most of them are not anything that I even remember. But most of the other characters I've done, I love so much. Like, they're so likable. The most challenging vocally was Terrence from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Did you
Oh
guys see that?
yeah.
Yeah, because he was always so angry and always so mean and like very taxing on my voice to always be yelling at the bottom of my rasp. Like, it was like vocally a challenging role, but I also didn't hate him because we need that kind of protagonist in shows. So,
Yeah.
he probably inspired a lot of the imaginary characters. So, we don't hate him too much, but he's also not very likable.
He's kind of mean.
He's kind of mean.
Kayla had a question, I believe.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Sorry, now it's just gone out of my head. What was it like working with the Marvel cast on the Loki series?
I had so much fun. Normally for an animated show, they will give you a drawing of the character, a character description, something called sides, which is a portion of the script. And then you, as the voice actor, have to think, what is production going to want this character to sound like? And then you sort of have to play around and come up with it. And I did not get that much information on Miss Minutes. And I called my agent and I'm like, is this character sentient? And she's like, I don't really know. So I recorded a few different versions, varying level of sentience, and didn't really know exactly what it was until I was on the Zoom like this with the MCU. I was like, they're like, okay, this is Loki. I'm like, okay. And they had actually already recorded the entire show with I'm having a brain fart on what it's called. Uh, oh my God, Miranda, help my brain.
Is it
A
like
scratch,
a
a scratch
scratch
voice. Yeah, a
track? Yeah.
scratch voice. I don't know, my brain left this building. So they had someone reading Scratch and on set with Tom and whoever else was on the scene. So they had already filmed it. So when I got to be on the Zoom, they would play the scenes on the main screen for me. And I actually did get to work with all those actors, but not live. It was already recorded, but I did get to play off the other actors, and it was really, really fun. And then, of course, the fans were so welcoming and wonderful, and you never know, like, you're introducing an animated character to a well-beloved franchise.
Right.
And
It's
it
already huge.
could have gone not so great. So I'm really grateful that everybody
But you're
loves
so lovable.
Thank you. Don't hesitate to let us know how we're doing.
You did it.
it.
Who was the Kiwi? Did you have any questions?
Sorry, I did. I just couldn't find how to turn on my audio again. Sorry.
You did
I
it.
do have a question for Tara, because your voice is so versatile and you've voiced so many different characters, but I was wondering which character was the most challenging for you, or, which one you had to work on the most to get what you wanted.
So, video games can be very challenging because when you're doing an animated series, you are typically not speaking the entire time. For an animated show or any voiceover job, they have you for up to 4 hours, and often you're working for 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 4 hours. But even when it's 4 hours, it's never just you for 4 hours. And video games is just you. So even if you're not doing 1,000 death sounds, you're going to get tired. So those can be tiring, but there's one video game character that I never get cranky if I have to do for 4 hours. Can you guys guess?
Harley.
Harley Quinn! She's my therapy. I love her. I will do her all day long. I don't even care. That's a great question. And sometimes certain accents can be challenging. Like, I had to do like a Worcester accent or some part of Northern London that's not a typical British accent. Like, if I don't know the accent, most voiceover people know very typical accents, but if it's one I don't know, I will like call that region and talk to someone, or call anyone that I know that's from there. Or listen to authentic accent archives and really work on it so that I'm not like dishonoring that location and wanting, to sound really good. I did a show called Jakers where I played a little Irish duck, and we actually had someone in the studio with us from Ireland making sure we got it right. And I flew there to do a Comic-Con about 3 years ago, and the stewardesses on the plane saw my picture, my headshot with all my characters on it, and they're like, they were talking about Dannon and this character that I played. Like, we loved her so much. I had no idea you weren't Irish. I was like, whoa. I was like so happy. So like, I'm
Aw.
very conscientious about making sure my accents are authentic. And also sometimes, singing in character, which is really fun. Like, Timmy Turner can't sing pretty. who's got to sing like Timmy Turner. So you want to be real conscientious about singing in character, sounding like that character. And sometimes you have to learn pretty intricate music for stuff. So that can be a little more challenging than just the day to day. But I just have to say for the record that it's all really wonderful. And I have like the luckiest career ever. And I'm grateful and I know it. Like it's just the most fun job ever. Did everybody get to ask something?
I believe
I had a
so.
question.
Ooh. Yeah, go for it.
Uh, if there was somebody who wanted to start getting into voice acting, obviously, like what is one piece of advice, like, or the best piece of advice that you would give them?
That's a great question, and I get asked that every day, mostly at Comic Cons too. And I always tell people to start with an acting base. You absolutely have to. It can't just be that you have a cute voice. You have to come from an acting background. So I encourage people to take all kinds of acting classes, scene study, singing lessons, because this is a muscle. And if you can't afford a singing lesson, by the way, you can go on YouTube and practice all day long and work out your muscle, and that will help your ear. It'll help expand your range. It will help you expand your power in what you're doing because you need to learn what this instrument can do. And I also recommend taking improv classes, like if you have a local Second City or Groundlings or any of those things. They really help with coming up with characters last minute because, like I said, sometimes you're on a show and they're like, oh, can you give us this little boy and this little girl and this mom over here? And when you are in a rhythm of being able to improv, you're not afraid to sort of jump in and try something new because so much of this business is confidence. I'm sure it's the same for cosplay. When you feel like something's a little off, you're not as confident, right? Like you want to make sure you are at the top of your game when you get in that room. And then I tell people to take a voiceover class from somebody reputable, not someone that's never worked and says, give me your $2,000 and I'll guarantee you work. No, nobody can ever guarantee anyone work. I can't. Nobody can do that. Don't ever, ever pay to audition. It's a total scam. There's nobody in my world that ever paid a dime to audition. The agent gets a percentage of what they book for you. So be really careful. And if you have local agents in your area, COVID's actually been pretty wonderful for being able to maintain working in this business. Once you finish that class, then you have to make a demo, which again, try to get recommendations so you don't get ripped off. I really get angry at the amount of people that take money from voiceover hopefuls because it's something that's really fun and you really want to do. And the truth is, this business doesn't care how good you are or how badly you want to work. That moment that sort of puts you on the map is a very serendipitous moment. It's you booking the right job at the right time. So many factors have to go into that. So if it's something you really want to do, put in the work and then get yourself an agent and then start auditioning. But there's always room for new people. Even though it's a hard place to break into, it's not impossible. I mean, Eric Bauza came in to do Fairly Odd Parents, and I'm like, you're going to be a big star. It was like his first, he was Foop on Fairly Odd Parents. He was my anti-fairy, and now he's Bugs Bunny. So it's like, there's always room for someone new if you're really great. All right, so I have one last question. I think we have time to get to everyone. It's really important, someone touched on it initially in the beginning, for young people who might be afraid to cosplay or dress up because maybe it's a different gender or they don't have the right body type or not the right skin color, whatever else they might think, or they're not pretty enough or not great enough or whatever crap gets in your head from negative voices that we don't need to listen to. What kind of advice would you give either to your younger self or to younger people wanting to come up in the cosplay world?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it is a good question. So as like I explained earlier, I would tell young cosplayers like, hey, it's okay to cosplay. It's okay to be not accurate because people will be like, oh, well, you can cosplay this, you can cosplay that. Well, you can. Have fun. Like literally don't worry about being accurate or having, oh, well, this cosplay have this because it's cosplay can be expensive, cosplay cannot be expensive. It's up to you. Have fun, and please, I beg of you guys, please, when you come into this community, please watch out what you do in this community. Watch out when you're around this community, because also if you are a minor and you're going into this community, please find you a cosplay mom or a cosplay dad. Because this community sometimes, yes, it's a safe space for all of us, but sometimes this safe space is not a safe space. Please be careful when you're in this community. Have fun. and enjoy it.
I
Wow,
like
that's
that.
good.
I like that. Who else?
That's so well said.
Kiwi.
I would say
Sorry, did someone want to say something?
You can
Oh
go.
no, we're just
Go
kind of
ahead.
going around.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. What would be your
Um,
advice to younger versions or to younger kids wanting to come up or a young you?
Well, I think I do struggle a lot with, well, I was saying that at the beginning, comparing myself and not feeling confident because knowing that there are so many great cosplayers already on social media and conventions. And I think the advice that I would give is that everyone starts somewhere and that cosplay is not just about accuracy or about, you know, how polished it is. It's really just about having fun and dressing up as a character that you love and communicating that love to the people around you. So I would give the advice to younger people to maybe go with friends if they don't feel confident going alone, to do it as like a group activity, to do it with their close friends or with their family. I've always been to conventions with my sisters, and it's always been a lot of fun to be able to cosplay together, but also to look out for each other, because I think Shavette is right that sometimes in conventions, not everyone is well-intentioned, and it's nice to have someone to look out for you because it also really helps you feel confident in the moment. So I would say that just don't compare yourself, do it with friends or with people that you trust, and just have fun.
Aw, merci. I love that one. I love that. Okay. All good advice. Next.
Kayla.
Ooh, okay, so something that I probably would have loved to have heard when I was first starting out, because I don't have what most people would say is a standard sort of body shape, and getting into this sort of community and realizing that I can't dress the exact same as my favorite character because they don't look like me. Like I could imagine a lot of other people feel that for different reasons as well. But knowing that getting into this community, that there are also really good people that you can find that will pull you up and they'll encourage you. And I like, as I said at the start of this, I've met a lot of really good people, and just to have a friend in the community to really, yeah, just surround yourself with like-minded people that have a lot of fun with dressing up and bringing these characters to life. So I'd probably just say the main thing is, yeah, have fun. It is cosplay, so we're meant to be playing and having fun and enjoying the characters that we all love together.
I love that. And just so you know,
That's
Kayla,
great.
you're so gorgeous, and I've always been a human, like I said before, that really loves embracing something that doesn't look exactly like the cartoon did. And my mom was, as they call, morbidly obese. She was, very heavy, and my whole life I watched her be teased and bullied by children, adults alike, and she would cry, and I'd hold her hand and tell her how beautiful she was. And prejudice on body types is a real thing, and it's really gross, and it needs to stop. And anytime I've been at a con when there's like a heavier girl in like a Supergirl costume, and someone's like, they shouldn't do that, I'm like, yes, they effing should. Yes, they effing should. And you should smile and embrace it and tell her how damn gorgeous she is, because we all need that. And we all need to feel beautiful in our own skin, and we're not all built the same way. I've never been a waif. I've never been thin. I've been 90 pounds and still not have like the legs I wanted. Everybody's built differently. There are people that starve themselves and remain heavy. There are people that eat chocolate cake all day and they're skinny. So let's just love each other and shower each other with love. Thank you for bringing that up, Kayla. It's just a really important thing for me as well.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
Rivum.
I would say, like, just don't be afraid to just do it. Like, people are gonna tell you not to do it, and they're gonna give you all these reasons, and you'll start getting in your head about it. And it doesn't matter. You should just do it if it makes you happy. Like, if you can find happiness in the hobby and confidence and a community and friends, like, ignore anybody who's telling you otherwise because they're wrong. Like,
They are.
you
They're
should
wrong.
just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I faced, early 2000s, it's cosplay was still like a newer thing, and where I grew up, and people would make really bad fun of you, but you just gotta do it because you love it. You can't stop just because somebody made fun of you or told you not to. So, and that's with anything in life.
Right, because most people that are going to make fun of someone for someone else are usually jealous idiots anyway.
Mhm.
Okay, who's next?
Stephanie.
I would say pretty much do it for yourself. Um, don't do characters that other people think you should cosplay, or, oh, you look like this person, so you should do that character. Just do characters that you love. Do it for yourself, even if it's a closet cosplay. As long as you're enjoying it, you're enjoying creating this costume, and have a good community of friends to attend with. I think that's all that matters. People a lot of times get into cosplays for the wrong reasons. They want to do it for these people or these people's attention, and everyone, yes, has their own reasons, but I think primarily it should be for yourself and your own enjoyment, and not because you're trying to impress the masses or whatever.
Right.
There's a lot of characters that people tell me to cosplay, and I'm like, oh, I don't really like that character. Even if I look like that person or whatever, I like these type of characters, and if it doesn't suit what you like, too bad. It's what I want to do, and it's my body, and it's who I want to cosplay and enjoy.
Yes, I love that.
Just pretty much find a good reason for it, and just screw what everyone else thinks. So
yes, I love that. Also, I don't have any tattoos, but I've been thinking I want to get like Batgirl on one shoulder and Harley on the other, and like maybe Raven in the middle. But now I have to kind of have
let
this.
me know.
Should I
And
just
that's
do like
another
a
thing,
sleeve
too.
of all my characters? I should probably just do that.
Or you could
That's
do
another
just like
thing
little
too, as well.
icons like up your ankle or something, like icon,
Stephanie, I'm
Yeah.
gonna look you up when I come to Florida.
Yeah.
Modified Tattoo Gallery. That's another thing as well. Like, I have a lot of tattoos, and obviously a lot of anime characters or comic characters don't really have tattoos. So I even thought about covering them for the character, and I'm like, I thought about it for a while, and I'm like, I don't think I should, because it's a part of who I am. It's a part of my story, and
Right.
character is also something that I love. So I don't think I should cover my tattoos for this cosplay.
Right.
So that's one thing that it took a while for me to, be comfortable with, and just express, and just not really care if I have tattoos and this character doesn't. So
Agreed,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
cosplay is your interpretation, your inner being coming in contact with a character that you relate to, and it should feel very personal to you. I love that.
Yeah, it's
okay.
your version of the character.
Before we wrap up, I just want to make sure everybody gets a chance to say how you can find them on social media, and then we'll add a little Chiron or whatever the heck you call it underneath everybody's names. So let's make sure we have everybody's social on here. Stephanie, we'll just start with you. Make sure you tell us where anyone can find you, and if you want to plug any businesses or things you have coming up, you can feel free to do that right now.
Yeah, Steph Modified on all platforms. Also Modified Tattoos. Like I said, I'm a tattoo artist in Orlando, Florida. It's Modified Tattoo Gallery, and we're located in Winter Park, Florida.
Nice. Rivum.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of them. I know, under Rivum or Rivum Ash, depending on what was available. Yeah.
Kayla.
You can find me on any social media basically under Kayla Genie Cosplay.
I love it. Kiwi.
Pinku Kiwi on all my socials.
You guys you're all on TikTok, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shavette or Kogome or Kagonoke or something I can't say.
You can follow me on Kaya Nico on all social media. You can also follow my art page, Yukiana Nico. I am an artist too, so yeah.
Amazing, guys! Thank you so much for
Yay, thank
taking
you guys.
time out of your Sunday to be with us
you.
and share your love and your joy and your beauty with everybody. It's like you're all such smart, amazing women, and I think it's like really inspiring for people to see what comes out of love. So thanks, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you guys.
Thank you. Everybody. Oh, should we make them dance out since they didn't get to dance?
Oh yeah.
Right, Norma?